there, I'm Sheryl Goodwin Magiera, your go-to guide for life's messy and magical moments. As a farm girl turned single mom, I often wondered what life would look like after my kids were grown. Turns out, it was all about rediscovering and loving myself first. On this podcast, we'll dive into topics that touch the soul, like love, loss, triumphs, and setbacks. So grab your favorite drink and buckle up. Welcome to the Imperfectly Charming Podcast. Hi, and welcome to a special edition of the Imperfectly Charming Podcast. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Wanted to throw in an extra special podcast today in honor of family, in honor of traditions, in honor of stories. We all have so many great stories in our lives that sometimes we forget to share. And I know that the older I got, the more I wanted to learn and hear stories from my mom and dad about their families and their childhood. And that is one thing I regret, is I don't know more stories. But in today's story, it was told to me by my father. And apparently he did not tell this story much in his life. And I happen to be one of the lucky and blessed people that he told. My family did not know this story. And when I first published this blog, my brothers and sisters did not remember the story. They were not told the story. And when I talked to my mom about it, she did not remember the story, and maybe he told her throughout his life. But the name of today's blogcast is titled Broken Bicycle, and it goes like this. With the 4th anniversary of my dad's passing, I've been missing him even more than normal. Recently, I was thinking of some of the stories he told over the years. One memory in particular I'd like to share, which happens to be one of my favorite stories from his childhood. I also believe it had a huge impact on his life. He never said those words out loud, but by the way he told the story, I could feel it through his heart. My dad grew up without a lot of material possessions, which lent itself to his humble yet very generous spirit. One year, his dad had either purchased or had been given a broken bicycle he planned on rebuilding for Howard, my dad's younger brother. He had proposed that he and my dad would work together rebuilding the bicycle for Howard for Christmas. My dad knew how much his brother would love to receive the gift. The two of them worked together restoring the bike, replacing the broken parts and reusing and refurbishing what they couldn't replace. They worked in secret, any spare chance they had, all while keeping the project hidden from Howard. They worked over every inch of the bicycle, and at one point my dad's father asked him what color he thought they should paint it. My dad decided blue. Blue would be the color of the handsome bike they were restoring. Once they were finished, my dad was excited for his brother to receive the gift on Christmas morning. But what my dad hadn't realized, he and his father had been restoring the bicycle for him. All along, his father had planned to give it to my dad. I can't imagine the wonder and delight he must have felt in that moment, the true meaning of Christmas. What I loved about this story told me so much about my grandfather. He was thoughtful and wanted to share an experience of working hard together, building something to be proud of. It also told me his father taught him humility and doing something kind for someone else. His father knew how excited my dad would be to receive the gift and was able to keep the secret. Secret while creating one-on-one time together. And I believe the most important thing, it showed my father that he mattered. Celebrate this holiday with those you adore. I'll take solace in knowing my dad is together, celebrating with his father in this season of love. I'd like to think that they were tinkering together again, too. I would guess that the broken bicycle was one of the greatest gifts my dad ever received. I wish I would have known my grandfather. That's the kind of impact I'd like to make on my children. May this season bring you the wonder and the magic of the holidays. As a side note, my dad's father passed away when he was in his later teens. Being the oldest son and child, he had to become the man of the house at an early age. In order to help support his family, he moved to a neighboring town to work and live as a farmhand while attending high school. This journey is what started his lifelong love of farming and the land. I hope you enjoyed the broken bicycle story. I loved that my dad shared that story with me. It told me so much about how my dad saw life. He was so generous. He was so giving. And I think that story helped shape him into the man that he became. I hope your holidays are special. I hope you spend time with your loved ones, your friends, your family. And I hope it's special because you are. Happy holidays. Until next time. If you love this episode, you won't want to miss my free workbook, 7 Simple Ways to Elevate Your Life. Head over to the imperfectlycharming.com website to snag your copy. And hey, if this podcast resonated with you, do me a favor, like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And until we meet again, shine on, friends.